after the Real ID Act was passed by Congress in 2005, it is now being implemented some 20 years later.
Starting today, if you plan to fly domestically or enter certain federal buildings, you'll be required to present a Real ID denoted by that little star on the top right corner of your driver's license.
6 News reporter Naomi Hilmer is at McGhee-Tyson Airport tonight and learned how the process is going so far and where people can expect to use their Real IDs.
While it may be because it is a relatively slow travel day, the security line here at McGhee-Tyson Airport has been running pretty smoothly. But in talking to passengers today, they tell me while the process of using their Real ID has been a breeze, it's acquiring one that is the hard part.
We found it was easier to get a passport and wait the however many days it took and then take that down to the DMV. But we were at the DMV 5 times to try to get this done.
After moving from Tennessee to Oklahoma, Cherie House said getting her Real ID was a pain, but it paid off today.
Yeah, we were so glad when we got to the airport in Oklahoma this morning. I said, well, that's one thing we did right. We've already got it.
Starting today, you must show Real ID while flying domestically. Otherwise, you'll need to go through additional screening.
So our Real ID is a part of what came from the 9/11 Commission about creating a unified licensing system for people to use in federal buildings and at airports and travel. And it's something that has been talked about being implemented for years.
Other travelers say because this has been talked about for so long, they have had their Real ID for years now.
My son had prepared me for that, made me take a picture of you do have the Real ID? And I'm like, yes, I do. And said today might be a nightmare travel day. And maybe leaving early was the reason why, but it hasn't. It's been business as usual.
And if you have your passport or a Real ID, they say the process is seamless.
And then today, going through the airport was a breeze. They took a picture of our face, and we showed them, we just flashed our ID and went right through.
And the airport is not the only one that is requiring a Real ID either. If you plan on going to, say, a nuclear power plant like Oak Ridge or Y-12, they are also requiring a Real ID to access any of their facilities. In Alcoa, Naomi Hilmer, 6 on your side.
All right, Naomi, thank you. And while most federal buildings do require a Real ID, some federal courthouses are exempt from this. We checked with the Tennessee Department of Safety, and we're told you do not need a Real ID to enter federal court.